And
bro.
we are... What the fuck? Okay. And we're back with the final session of the war campaign before we end up taking a 3-week break. Which actually aligns perfectly with the rest of my schedule. So, like, this won't be getting... this 3-week break goes perfectly with the times that I would actually have to be canceling sessions and stuff.
You know who else aligns? Our horoscopes. Go check your horoscopes, chat.
I don't believe in horoscopes.
I don't either, but hey, crystal girls are crystal girls. Is that
Okay.
right, honey?
Someone's drunk.
It's fucking
I
terrible.
really was expecting the hysterical laugh. He's like, he's not wrong.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. All right, so a recap of everything that happened in the last 2 sessions. All of you, except for the one who's not here for this final thing due to traveling and things of that nature, ended your war with being found in the infirmary on essentially what was the last day of the war itself before Gorgana essentially surrendered due to the death of their their general, who, to their surprise, was an ancient green dragon that Crimson Company managed to dispatch with the help of Ra. All of which also ended up in the infirmary with you guys after their final fight. So, going through that, a few, like a zenith passes before any of you are checked out of the infirmary, I guess. I guess that's the right word. As well as given the choice of retiring or, sticking around if you choose to. So, let's hear what each of you thinks your character would be, what path they'd be pursuing. I think we talked about it last time, but I want to go back over it. So who'd like to go first? And then I can talk about the NPCs as well.
So I got a question just for making sense of timelines and shit. We had been in the infirmary and woken up. We're informed that from Talos that Crimson was going on the mission right now.
Yes, they had been
So
that same day.
they would be dispatched and come back after we had been.
It
We
would
would
be
have
like
gotten out of the infirmary by the time they would have gotten back in. Correct?
No, you guys were still in there recovering. They would have then showed up to the infirmary to join you in recovery.
Okay. But so what we had, the conversation we had last time though, is not retcon, correct?
No, that is still there. You guys talked about your decisions and stuff of like retiring, things of that nature. I just wanted to get like a zenith later, so essentially like 40-ish days later, you guys are pretty much given the thumbs up to leave the hospital, and as well as to go into retirement if you so choose. Even though you guys did talk about going into retirement, it may not have been the actual choice you wanted to make at the time.
No.
But
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what everyone else is doing. You said everyone wants to go. All I'll say is I was doing. Ghost got the shit kicked out of him. You almost killed him. I don't know if you realized how much damage you did to him.
Oh, I do. He was unconscious and he was like on the brink of death. Yeah.
You were 5 health off from instant killing.
Yeah, what I'm looking at, there were 3 people on their feet when that fight ended, which included the captain of your guys' airship. Everyone else was unconscious.
What a fucking legend. I'd say in the meantime, if Soap was able to, and someone in the facility had access to, because I'm down an arm now, I don't know if I could regrow it, or if that'll be a later issue. If anything, I just need to get my weapon fixed, and I'm just, instead of turning it into 2 sickles, it's just going to be like a traditional sickle used for cutting grass.
That would be easy to get fixed. Yeah. So like in the time, in your recovery, in the infirmary, you would have been given, if you agreed to, a simple prosthetic to replace your arm. Nothing that would like work well, but infused with a little bit of arcane. It works to be able to pick things up and to like mess with things, but you don't have the same coordination you'd have with an actual hand.
I turned that shit down.
Okay.
I mean, I lost my left arm. That's not my dominant arm.
I thought it was your right.
I thought you said left. I have a note saying left. I have note saying left arm is nub. That's the note I have.
Left arm is nub. Fair enough.
Yeah, because I remember asking how far did you rip it off, and you were just like, yes. So I wrote down nub. So like how I'm imagining it is like.
No, I told you it was like
at shoulder.
Yeah, it was at the shoulder is where he ripped off. Essentially, he took it off at the shoulder.
Yes. I was also pretty hammered at that time, so yeah, that is my note.
Yeah. You know what? Fair enough. Yeah. So you're missing that arm, yeah, and you've turned down any desire for a new one.
I'll get it fixed later. Well, I'll go to the order for that.
You get it fixed later. Okay.
Yeah. I'm essentially gonna be using. Yeah, I'll use whatever broken pieces of the sickles I had. Some random materials that I had collected along the way, including the dragon scales and bone, and then some of my own blood to just fuse this fucking weapon.
Okay.
I'm going through a list of like the random shit that I have in Soap's inventory. Can I infuse it with crack?
Sure.
Oh, fuck it. I mean, I thought you were gonna say no.
Like you can like melt it down. You can melt it down and put it onto the metal. Like it's really it.
I'm gonna be. I didn't think that you were gonna say yes. So like I didn't plan this far out.
Think of like a cookie with like powdered sugar on it. That's what you've done.
Okay, yeah, I'll pass on that then. Yeah, I have in my inventory. I had basically the pieces of the sickles, and then I had 3 dragon bones. 2 dragon bones, 2 dragon teeth, and then 8 dragon scales. So I'm using those with whatever else to this.
When did you get those scales and stuff?
From the dragon when we had released the red dragon from the dungeon. We had found
that's
a
right.
bunch
Yep.
of
Okay.
scales
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I didn't make you guys fight another dragon, did I?
No, Ra and I were the only ones who picked up stuff from the dragon.
That's right. Okay. So yeah, that's essentially in your time of like before your retirement. I probably should have written a whole retirement speech and shit, but I didn't think about that until just now. I've been busy this week.
I did a retirement speech last session. I think Wrath and I.
That's right. You did your little retirement speech.
RP.
Okay, so let's talk about after your retirements, because everyone is retiring, yes?
At some point, yes.
Like, I mean, the war's over. Like, you can walk away from the army now. Like, you don't have an obligation to be here unless you want to be here.
I can't. What happened? I know Blackstone said he was gonna go fuck off, and then I can't remember. Anthony Guns. Oh,
Anthony was given a choice or something. I know. Yeah.
I didn't say anything. Where are you getting this?
I thought you had a conversation with Tallow.
Tallow told him that his connection to the weave had been severed and was slowly being patched.
That's what happened.
Which I will say, by the time of retirement, your connection has essentially fully restored. The only issue now is casting the wish spell could possibly resever that connection.
Do it.
But,
be a man.
I feel like that's... Who said I'm retiring?
Oh, he's continuing.
All right, sorry. When retirement for anyone who wants to retire happens, you would have this would be the realization you had been given as you were checked out of the infirmary.
I'll go find Blacks.
Yeah, do your RP with each other as we'll jump to retirement day. Of those who want to retire can retire. So I'm assuming everyone but Blackstone is retiring.
Wrath is muted right now, but yes.
Yeah, I'm going with to
So-
go on the whole hunt down Cerberus thing.
I got trap.
So are you retiring, Blackstone, or no? You just sticking around as long as you can?
No. So here it is, right? I'm not gonna retire because I want to be able to pad my pockets to be able to open a magic school and B, a private investigation school. Right?
Okay.
Those are my two like life goals.
Yeah.
Teach people the law, how to be a private investigator, maybe even like an investigation firm on top of it, and then a school to teach magic. I would like to the ability to negotiate terms of staying in the military though.
Okay.
So,
essentially, the equivalent. It's not retiring, but moving to an office job on the base instead of.
Essentially, I want to become a magic consultant.
You want to be a pencil pusher instead of a another hand with a gun in it. Or you're not going into battle, you just train those to
more
do
like
that.
logistics support ? I'm more like a support unit.
That's what I mean by like the pencil pusher. Like you're not getting into
Yeah.
the line of danger. You are just supporting everyone else either through paperwork, training, or the other things.
Unless, depending on if Quill stays in, unless specifically requested from Quill.
That he wants
I
you to
will go
retire.
back to the yeah, if Quill comes up to me and just goes, I'm pulling you out of retirement, I'll be like, yeah, all right.
If Quill tells you that you're done with retirement. You are not
again, consultant, if he needs me on the field, I'm gonna say yes.
So Quill is retiring. I will say that.
Damn it.
Quill does end up
Would I-
retiring.
I'm assuming Blackstone does not want to talk to Soap.
Let's
No.
jump.
Fuck
So let's
you,
jump to
joke.
retirement day. Those who are retiring, you are dressed up in your nice, like, I guess your blues and things of that nature. Like the nice, like, I guess it is your blues. I think is what they're called, right? I lived near.
Yeah,
military-
I mean,
yeah.
if they're blue, they're called blues dress uniform, shit like
I
that.
guess, yeah, the dress uniform. I couldn't think of the fucking name. Yeah, like essentially, you guys are all in dress uniforms. Your medals on. You know, all of you having various prestigious awards of like I don't know the specific ones. The only ones I know of is the Purple Heart, and there's one other one that I can't think of off the top of my head. But like you essentially you're all medals on, everything else that you've acquired through this war. This would be like immediately after the ceremony of like all those who wanted to retire would have been up on the stage. Out of the people from all the squads, I will tell you everyone who retired because I do actually have a list. I don't know why that did the thing it did. The people who ended up retiring out of all the squads that are remaining. Ghost, Bandit, and Boomer are the ones retiring from Crimson Squad. All of Fae Company was KIA. All of Dragon Company is retiring. And the last two members of Spark Company are retiring. So essentially everyone but Gale, Stitch, and Brick are retiring out of all the other squads.
So they're
and
losing their entire special forces.
essentially, yes.
But
Are-
the war's over, so
The war is over, so it's not... They're losing your guys' platoons of special forces. They had additional ones as well, but like you guys were like essentially the top dogs out of all the other platoons.
Was
Shit.
Oh,
was Cerberus able to ever res up Faye Company before he went AWOL?
no.
Didn't you say
Cerberus-
that Purge Company had a way of killing people in a way they couldn't come back?
Yes.
Or that
The
made
way-
resurrection impossible?
The way they did it, resurrection was either a huge risk or was not possible without some negative effect. The tactic they used to kill seemed to have a block against the arcane, and essentially made it impossible for them to do it. Cerberus could have done it if given enough time, but he was not, due to other unforeseen circumstances. So, yeah. So, yeah, everyone but 3 people are retiring. And out of all the people who did go and fight, so, like, all of Crimson Company, except for Gale, you can see, like, they're still worn from their wounds. Some of them still have bandages on of things that are still healing, things like that. The only one who has none of this is Gale. Gale looks as if he did not fight at all in that fight. He looks fresh. Like, he's still, you know, the rugged-looking person he normally is, but, like, there are no scars on him, no cuts or bandages or anything. But after the retirement, you know, ceremony that occurs, you all kind of gather for a sort of, I guess, like, reception or after party, essentially, for it, of just, like, one last day to hang out with the people in your guys' platoons and stuff. So,
Alright.
any RP you want to do, you can do. Tell me who you want to talk to, what NPCs you want to talk to, or if you want to talk to each other. This is your time.
Is Tallow there?
Tallow will be, yeah, Tallow is there because he's kind of like all of your commanders.
I'll go approach Tallow.
Okay. Tallow kind of gives you like a welcoming smile as he comes over. A lot less of a stern face of what he normally gave you, and more of a kind of the smile of, I guess, like a friendly face, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Walk up.
Yep.
I'll give him a salute and go, I guess this is the last time I have to call you Commander.
It does seem to be that way, yes. He says, we'll miss having all of you fighting on our side.
I figured I'd give you a little parting gift. And I'll hand over a little letter that I would have prepared prior.
He takes it, kind of looks it over.
It's these are instructions on how to contact or find me or my associates. I haven't cleared this with them, but I don't think they would have too many issues. Figured if you guys ever need help or some fresh blood, you could use these to get in contact.
He gives you a nod and slides the letter into his coat pocket and says, "I'll keep that in mind. Thank you for this."
Of course, it's the least I could do.
And I assume you are planning to pursue Cerberus, like you had said back in the infirmary when I last saw you.
Yeah, main goal is pursue Cerberus. Side objectives would be whatever Wrath needs to do, whether that's find the Hopebringers, see if they're okay. I as well need to check in on the division that was sent to this continent, seeing how the beings from the astral plane destroyed our home point. I think it's due time that I go check to see what kind of damage we're dealing with.
He gives you a nod. He says, well, good luck wherever you find yourselves. and if anything you find seems like something we should know, we'll keep an ear out.
I'll keep you updated. Give him a salute, and I'll walk off. Someone else wants to do RP. Piss.
He one last nod, kind of returns the salute back to you as a show of respect, and then watches you just walk off. Anyone else?
I don't even know, man.
Yeah, not everyone at once, man. Okay, so I'll describe the kind of scene that's going on around. You see, like, what's left, like, the Crimson is off to the side, like, them all talking to each other, kind of messing around because, this is the last time any of them are going to see each other. Gale and, Ghost off to the side having a more personal conversation between each other, as they seem to have been the closest out of all of the squad members. Quill is hanging out somewhere near you guys, kind of sitting in a chair with some sort of drink in hand. You don't know where he got it or how he got it, considering there wasn't anything alcoholic here, yet he seems to have gotten a hold of something alcoholic. And off to the side, you do.
Canonically, I'm buying fucking that boy drinks. I'm just funneling drinks into him.
You keep bringing him stuff. He's like, I don't know where you're getting this.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm trying to drink him under the table. Like I asked Quill if he wants to have a drinking competition. I don't think he would say no.
No.
Yeah, I got Kenzie going. No.
I know. No more drinking. Bad. As well as the last group, you do see.
Not realize this is a D&D session.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You do notice as well that Dragon and Spark Company seem to be speaking with one another, and they seem very a bit solemn about the loss of their squad mates, and are they're happy to have retired, but at the same time it seems that they wish that those who had fallen were with them in this moment. Uh-oh.
What?
He's typing in chat. Oh.
Who, me?
You are. I thought you were
No, I do slash to mute.
Oh. So with that scene laid out, does anyone have anything else they want to do at this retirement?
I have RP, but I want to let other people do shit if they got stuff. Well, fuck it. Looks like I'm doing RP.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have Quill and all the other
been...
companies and stuff, but
I never interacted with any of them. I didn't know.
Right.
This is your
I'm
chance.
grabbing Blackstone and I'm dragging him over to Quill and I'm sitting him down, putting a beer in front of him.
Implying I wouldn't be already sitting next to Quill.
Yeah, he's been sitting.
Right.
Yeah,
Actually, me and him are. I'm trying to get him in on the business, right?
And Quill is getting his drink on.
I guess, I'd be asking, Soap would be asking Blackstone, like, what's your plan? Like, elaborate. See, wait, you're gonna be like a PI?
I already am.
Oh yeah, I forgot you are.
Someone has been partaking of his own stash.
Oh
Quill,
yeah, always.
yeah.
I'm gonna pull out a joint and be like, offer.
Yeah, as you say that, Quill, you see, like, when you mention the PI thing, Quill's doing, like, finger pistols and whistling a little tune to the rhythm of Mission Impossible.
What a silly lad.
He's the best.
Quill, where are you gonna be retiring to? Wrath and I will be around, so we might pop by.
He kind of scratches his head and kind of shrugs, and then kind of gestures to Blackstone.
I kind of like fist pump, like, yes, he's taking me up on my thing, on a proposal.
To be a private investigator.
Honestly, that's a good
Yeah.
duo right there. Quill's fucking scary.
The Quill is very scary.
Precisely.
And then he pulls out a little notepad and like scribbles something down and kind of just like tears the page out and hands it to you, and it just says first I'll be visiting my father before I join him, though, because he doesn't have the words to say that.
Well, I'll make sure to come by if I ever need anything investigated. I know the two scariest motherfuckers on this continent to come to.
In a very deep voice, he says, "Hoorah!" and salutes you. You recognize the voice too. It's Brick's voice.
Soap's just having flashbacks of all the times I've seen fucking this little bird guy shank someone to death. just gut someone.
Well, and it's
Like,
you watch his after he says this, like he finishes one of the bottles that he's really not supposed to have, and then like slides it into a bag on his hip and reaches into the bag again, like shoulder deep, and pulls out another bottle, pulls the arcane knife out of the tattoo, and pops the cork, or not the cork, the cap off, and just starts drinking it.
If I remember correctly, Quill does not smoke. Yes.
No, he's just a drinker.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. What's Wrath doing? Can I get Wrath to also get drunk? I'm trying to get everyone to hammer.
I will consume alcohol.
I
Wrath
will consume.
All of us. Wait. What about Anthony? What about Anthony? Hold up. Where's the bug man? I'm gonna find him.
Where would Anthony be in this whole ceremony? Also, there's a lot of audio leak through on your end.
Yeah,
so.
I know. Yeah, Kenzie's phone is very loud.
Headphones, lady, headphones.
Let me see. I'll pick up. Dude, I'm almost at max for the volume range. Jesus Christ.
Anthony, what would you be doing?
Now?
Good now.
No?
I said good now.
Oh.
I'd probably just be off sitting alone, just watching everything.
Do I find him?
He's not hard to find.
I have a 25 passive.
Yeah, he's not hard to find.
I'll come up to Anthony.
If you're talking, you've cut off.
Yeah, I changed the volume up range, so it's a little quieter. So yell now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
cutting
I'd
you
go
off
find-
occasionally. So
Let me see if I have it too low. Then it's gonna. Bye. All right, how about here? Is this good?
that's good.
Okay. Yeah, I'd find Anthony and be carrying a drink with me. I'd offer it to him.
Do you accept, Anthony?
I guess.
All right.
Why
Now,
don't
is
you
there
come
any?
join us?
I'm just staring at you.
I mean, you've saved our ass a number of times, so figured might as well pay you back. Do you want some acid? I'm just gonna pull out acrid.
I'm gonna stand up and start walking to the rest of the group.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You move over to the others.
others.
All right.
I had him.
So what RP will happen amongst the entire group as you are having one last gathering before you all kind of head your own separate ways?
Let me try to get them as hammered as possible and then find ghosts. But if someone else has RP to do, please I'm drunk enough to do this whole session, but like I don't want to fucking hog time.
All right. As you all
All
kind of,
right.
yeah, as you guys kind of like hang out here, the rest of like the other squads kind of heading out, most of Crimson kind of making their way to the door before Soap does walk over to you, Lon. Or Ghost.
Oh,
Ghost.
fine, Ghost.
Yeah.
So I guess
Ghost
the
will-
rest of
yeah.
Crimson.
Yeah, Ghost is gonna walk over to you guys though as Crimson's like moving towards the exit of the building you're in. And as he kind of comes over, he's gonna say, I didn't know what you guys are all planning to do, but if you want, we're heading into town to go get a drink at the tavern. If you guys want to join.
Probably gonna like smile, turn to Quill. I'll pay for the first round.
Deal. He says it in your voice too.
Blackstone actually offer extends to the entire group. I'll pay for first round.
That sounds like fun. I'm game.
Hell yeah.
So kind of nods and just kind of looks over all of you and says, it does seem you all have already started before we've gotten there, but I guess you guys
Who, are
aren't
you
gonna...
saying you're sober?
And it was free here.
Kind of gives you a frown.
I'm just fucking with you. Don't be. Well, shut up.
Seems like you're struggling there. Do you need a hand with that?
First of all, that's rude. Second of all, that's. If I had. Fuck you. Take this. And I'm gonna hand him a joint and be like, alright, let's walk. I got a proposal.
He kind of takes it and just kind of looks at it for a moment and says, I guess I'm not at risk of a drug test anymore. And he just like pops it in his mouth and turns towards the door.
Oh, I'll spark one.
Also,
up
as a
as
note,
well.
that is the first time you've ever seen Ghost smoke something.
I know. It's just impressive. I didn't think he was gonna take it. I thought he was gonna do some. Fuck you. Make it disappear.
So you all head to the tavern in Delcroft. The same one that you guys did your little investigation during one of your R&Rs on a missing, well, two of you did an investigation on a missing heirloom. One of which, one of you, beating up and knocking out multiple individuals and leaving them in an alleyway. We all know who that is.
Blackstone.
Sure.
Just kidding. It's Quill.
Yep. So, you know, you guys all drink the rest of the night away. Not really remembering much.
I gotta do my RP with Ghost.
Yeah,
No,
do your RP
Ghost?
real quick.
Yes, soap. Oh yeah. Sorry, like myself. Sorry, someone just sent me a wild Instagram
Yeah, so
reel. That's crazy.
this would probably happen about an hour after getting to the tavern. You are hammered out of your fucking mind. Soap's pretty
Can
far
I take
gone.
stim and see if that'll bring me back? You know, down or up or bound. Oh, I did this in college. Let's see. I'm gonna roll.
I did this in
Alright, what do I
college.
got? Yeah, dude. Fucking bouncing antidepressants with Adderall and alcohol and other substances. Woo.
Oh, 5 o'clock.
Doozy.
Local boy.
I got a 19 for my con save. That's buddy.
That's pretty good. Yeah, so
Can
okay.
I bring myself back a little bit?
You're drunk, but you're sober enough to remember what you're talking about. You're about the same point as Ghost is, where it's like you're definitely feeling it. but you'll definitely remember this conversation.
That's all that matters.
His eyes are a little red too from the joint you gave him, and you know he seems pretty loose for what he normally is. He's generally, you know, a little uptight about the way he moves, but right now he's just kind of letting it flow.
He's free-spirited.
Yeah, he's very free-spirited. You've never seen him like this.
All right. Hear me out, brother. I don't know what you got going on. Actually, what do you have going after you retiring? You got plans?
He kind of leans back a little bit and kind of scratches his chin and says, I had a few ideas of things I would probably do. For one, I'd kind of like to settle down and start a family, but that requires me to find someone first.
Soap's gonna scratch his head, and in my inebriated state, how well do I remember the female from the order?
Which female?
Do I know any that would stand out and be like, this would be a good match?
Roll me a history check, but with disadvantage because you're drunk
What a miss.
and high.
I'm drunk, high, and I just snorted stim, so
Yeah.
we are all three. Luckily, okay, so I have advantage usually. This would be disadvantage. So, all right. So, 16. What does a 16 get me? Oh wait,
Okay. You
yeah,
remember
no, I got a 16 or a 19. So
you
16
remember
would be
a number of females that are like within the order. You do remember one in particular though who was looking for a way out of the order, as in like she didn't want to necessarily be in the front lines anymore. Like she would aid and give support as needed, but like didn't want to be in the thick of it. If that makes
Was
sense.
she in the order or one of the sub?
She'd be in the. Oh, sorry. She's not in the order of the starving. She is someone who's
She's
working.
probably the occult.
Yeah, essentially one of the ones that's like not in the front lines that just kind of like
Okay.
helps with things off to the side. Essentially, she did paperwork and stuff and like helped with like planning and things like that.
Alright, so she's probably either the scrying eye or the one that's like the cleric. all that
Yeah,
shit.
you remember though this specific individual is also Lupin. Is someone that you hit on at one point and regretted, because she did not like you.
Alright, so
and-
I'd be giving Ghost like a run. I'd be like, hey, listen, I may have an in for you. Now, I know your little life on the edge, you know, rough and rugged about the corners, but you got a soft center to you, kind of poking him. And I'll just give him like a description of this chick.
He kind of gives a nod. It colored me intrigued.
Okay, alright. How about this? Alright, propose. You come to me. I'm traveling with partner, Wrath here.
Hi.
On our main mission is to at least hunt down Cerberus or find some trail of him. But, I know Wrath has some stuff she would like to wrap up, and I got some stuff as well. We will, at some point, what's the city? Fucking, where the tree used to be. Wherever the Order sent up a new checkpoint to get back.
Essentially,
I don't know
they
if we
haven't.
go there.
What you would know is they haven't done it yet because they haven't found another point that works that way, at least in this country. There is rumor of going to another country. Where let me find it. Country. I want to say there's a place in Gastonia that they would probably go. That's right. Would
they not be able to use where the ghost bomb went off?
No.
Since that's connected to the Fae?
No, because it is it's a jumbled mess. It's not straightforward. They are thinking of setting up shop in Woodell of Gastonia because it has been known to be a gateway between the Fey wilds and the material plane. It's a little more unstable than the tree, but you know, that's never stopped the order before.
I'd ask, hey, you know, if you don't have anything else planning or going on, maybe you need to touch up some stuff. I wouldn't mind having you along for a journey. Once we get to Gastonia, the Order may have set up a point, get you back, introduce you to a
He's just kind of like, you know, scratching his chin. He says, Gastonia, huh?
As you can see, I am down in arms, so it would be nice.
So my offer from earlier still stands of, you know.
Yeah, I don't want it.
Lets out a very hearty laugh at this. He says, alright, that's it. How about this? Introduce me to this lady friend of yours. We see how that goes, and then I help you at some point in the next year or so. Or whenever you call for me.
Shit, I don't know how I'm gonna introduce you to her. She on the continent right now, boy. My way back is kind of fucked, unless you want to go on sea. Actually, is she here? Let me see. I'm gonna sit there and kind of be like, I don't think she would have been. Oh,
I think she would have been in one of like the hideouts, like in the material plane.
No, yeah, she would have. Yeah, she probably would. Map. She probably would have been. You could tell me if this makes sense. Great War planning. I would say she'd probably be. Is it Dungeoner? Is that the name of that fucking? Hold up.
Dungeoner?
And Scythiel?
Sychila?
Yeah, Sychila. The one far left.
Dunrell?
Dunrell. I couldn't see it. I can't see it.
Yeah, Dunrell, the city of Dunrell, the small desert town.
I know we had group there. I know the Camp Gasper's gone. I know Camp Galleon was still around. She might be there.
Camp Galleon in Callista.
Yeah, because I can't remember where the other heads. I know
Camp Galleon. No, Camp Galleon was also destroyed, so she probably would have been in Sychila.
Okay, so she's probably over there. I'll be like, yeah, you know what? We can make a little pit stop in Sychila. I don't know if she wants to see me, but I think it's been a while. Shit,
He kind of, he kind of gives you a smirk and he says, he's like, I don't think you'll have to worry about anything. She won't be the first one to fall for me if it happens.
I kind of look at Wrath and roll my eyes.
And he kind of flashes like a smile at you. And he says, you may not believe it, but most Lupin females I've met can't resist this nightshade charm. And he kind of snaps his fingers and does pistols at you.
I truly wish those were real guns.
He just chuckles at you and just kind of like grabs his drink.
Who says they were fake?
Yeah, who says they were fake? Fingertip folds down to show reveal barrel.
Straight up like fucking Austin Powers shit.
I was thinking Inspector Gadget, but that works too. Yeah, but he kind of chuckles at you and grabs his drink and like just pounds like the rest of it, and then just kind of waves a hand towards the bartender.
Shit, now Ghost got me thinking. Does Soap want to settle down? That man didn't think. I think his mentality is like, I ain't gonna live past 25. He's like 32 now, and he's like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, and then his best friend's just like, I want to get a wife and have kids and live somewhere.
Ghost is over here, and Soap is over here like, shit, I probably the same thing. But I made a promise. I gotta find my boy. But also, I'm gonna flip something. What should I flip? Do I have a D?
Flip a coin.
Flip a coaster. You're at a bar.
Flip a coaster.
I do have a coaster. Oh, I don't
He's
want
looking
that
for an
one.
actual thing to flip, like around him.
Yeah, and as you're doing that, like Soap's,
You're damn right I am. I got a quarter.
Soap
Heads
is
or
just kind
tails?
of like swaying a little bit, and then like he gets his next drink, and the bartender takes his old cup or whatever. And as he's sitting there, he kind of just suddenly like sits up, ears perk up. He's like, "Oh shit!" He's like, "I gotta go see mom and dad."
Your parent? Oh fuck yeah, you gotta do that, my boy.
It dawns on you that when he says this, you then remember the gravesite of the town that his parents are buried at, or what was going to be a town.
Huh?
Do you not remember this?
Ghost
Ghost
no,
lost.
Sorry, because he was asking me for an ice.
Oh,
No, I remember
Okay.
him. I know his backstory. I know
okay,
my boy.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you want company, let me know. I don't have any plans.
He says, "How about this?" And he kind of puts a hand on, like a drunken hand on your shoulder or whatever. And he just says, "We can go see them tomorrow, and then go and see your lady friend, either the end of the day or the next day."
Turn to Wrath and be like, sound good to you? Do you need to find the Hopebringer?
I'd like to meet up with them at some point, but otherwise, I'm just kind of fine doing whatever. Not really in a rush to return to my order, given the total failure of my mission here.
I mean, technically we ended the war.
That wasn't my mission here.
I would be optimistic. Heads or tails?
Tails.
I'm asking this in person. Alright, tails. Soap's gonna pull out gold coin, flips it. Oh, I dropped it. Yeah! Alright. Oh, I got tails. What was tails? Am I looking for a wife? I think that is. I'm assuming that's
Yeah.
what tails is.
Yeah,
Alright,
if
fuck
that's
it.
yeah.
I'll eventually have to do that. Alright, cool. Add that to the agenda at some point.
Yeah. As you're kind of having this conversation with Wrath, you do notice that like our Ghost has finished the next tankard almost, like he's got a little bit left in it. It was full a second ago. And he's kind of like hiccuping and like belching and stuff.
Jesus Christ. Let me catch up at least.
Just kind of like he's like super swaying now. Like he looks like he's on a ship in the high seas. Like he is not keeping himself up straight.
I don't have any more RP after this,
Yeah.
though. My shit's wrapped up.
Yeah, at some point in the night though, like you're sitting there, and at some point like he ends up like putting an arm on your shoulder or whatever. It's just like very drunkenly, just you're my best friend, right?
I better fucking be. You're mine.
You're the only friend.
Like,
Actually, I'm gonna
hey, as you kind of say, he's like, so we always got each other's backs, right?
I got half because I'm missing an arm right now, but I'm gonna grow it back like a starfish.
Yeah, I'd like to see you try to do that.
Well, fucking alright then.
All right, and he kind of stands up and like nearly knocks over a table as he does it. Kind of sets down his
I'm gonna-
tankard, and he's just like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom."
I'm gonna roll my sleeve up, exposing the nub, and then Goku charging up hose.
Start
trying to
screaming,
force my
just-
nub.
Ah!
Trying to get the nub to grow.
As you start screaming, and you do this, you see like a couple of the bar goers like who are celebrating like the end of the war or whatever, like watching this happen. And then Brick gets up and starts screaming with you. And then from there, then Boomer joins in as well. And before you know it, the entire tavern is screaming.
Hell
As if
yeah.
they're all trying to charge up.
Can I try to do the Dragon Ball Z fusion with Brick?
Brick
You
has
know what
no
I'm
idea.
talking about?
Yes, I do. And Brick has no idea what the fuck you're doing. And just kind of like watches you do this movement. And he goes, "Are you trying to do that with the arm that's not there, buddy?"
Yeah, fuck you. Just do it.
He kind of shrugs, and he's like a foot taller than you, so he like crouches a little bit to like kind of do this with you. I need you to roll me a performance check with disadvantage.
Makes sense. I already have a really bad. Yeah, I got a -1.
You got a -1. You fall over.
I mean, no.
Oh.
I have a -1 modifier. Yeah. Give
Ah.
me 1 second.
You
Yeah, I got
probably-
a 7.
I'm gonna check what Boomer does because he also has not a great performance.
Because we're also him.
He tries to do this with you. He ends up just kind of hitting you in the side of the head with his hand, and you just kind of collapse on the floor.
Alright, fair enough.
And he's just like, kind of like, takes a step back, kind of like looks surprised, and kind of like helps you up. He's just like, you good there, bud?
I dead.
I see Dib.
I'm gonna start hitting the fucking the dance. Start
He's hitting the
rapping.
dab.
I'm gonna start rapping Kendrick out here. They don't even know what that is.
To that, you think you are rapping, but in reality, it's just kind of a like you're just making noises. It's just a bunch of slurred letters, and like by this point, Soap has walked off. Not long after this little thing happens, you do see Gale kind of like helping Soap away from the bathroom. Clearly, Soap has just vomited recently because he's got a little bit on his chest and on his face.
dead.
Yeah, Ghost is gone. He's still muttering under his breath. You hear as he's being like dragged upstairs or whatever by Gale. You just hear like, you're my best friend, right?
I'm gonna go help as well.
Yeah, he says you're my
I'm
best friend
hammered,
thing
but
to
I'll
Gale now.
offer
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, he ends up just taking both of you upstairs. Just like put you both into a room and just like, I think it is time for you two to rest off what you've done. And by this point, Ghostu is put in the bed and then like falls out of the bed trying to like argue with it, and then the moment he hits the floor, he's unconscious.
Fair enough. Alright. Yeah, I don't have any
Who
other
let these retards drink?
Ghost has
That
never drank this
DM.
much before. Ghost is celebrating the only way that he thinks he knows how. All right. So, with that note, we'll do the final recap of just like where everyone ends up. Anthony obviously disappears that night, heading on his way because I know where Anthony wants to go.
Anthony fucking did?
Anthony dipped. The moment you guys were heading to the tavern and like kind of forgot about who was with you, Anthony managed to slip away and slipped up into the mountains. Would I be correct on saying that, Anthony?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you just like I'm fucking
yeah.
outsies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you guys get to the tavern and it's like you guys hadn't noticed after Soap and Ghost are both taken out of the actual like main drinking area and like brought upstairs. You guys come to the realization, wait a minute, we're missing the giant insect that's usually with us. And there's not really any concern considering this is a common thing he did, and there's a part of you all that you kind of think you probably won't ever see him again, and he is perfectly fine with that. As for the
Probably
rest
accurate.
of you, yeah, as for the rest of you, Soap, you end up fulfilling your promises or whatever, seeing Ghost's first hangover, which he became a very unpleasant person to be around until you managed to help him get over the hangover. A lot of growling, couple near bite situations where he kind of snapped at you, things like that. Fulfilling your promise, though, you do introduce him to the one lady friend of yours, who apparently hits it off with him very well. You don't hear from him for a few zeniths after that, and then when you do, call for him to help you with something, he does make a reappearance, aiding you with the thing you are trying to do. As for Cerberus, you are unable to find him. There are remnants for a while. Actually, you're unable to find him for a while. There are remnants of his whereabouts, hints that he's been in places and things of that nature. Before one day, like after you.
I would say this after like few minutes. I feel like Soap would, the way he's going about it, it's like he doesn't want to drag others with him on this like fucking mission that he's trying to do. He doesn't want to be selfish, essentially. So if Wrath does not wish to continue following basically this hunt for a needle in a haystack, Soap would give her the option.
What the fuck else am I gonna do? Come on. I'm in this.
I ain't got nothing else going on. Let's go.
Yeah, there ain't shit happening here, bro.
I'm going back to Almori the long way round.
Damn, I'm gonna roll to see if Soap's gonna try to fucking riz up Wrath.
That would be a crazy ending.
What do I need to roll?
It's just as they're walking down the street, just like, hey, you trying to fuck?
I mean, to be fair, we've been through not even that, just like to be fair, because it's like.
What are you asking Wrath? Let's do it this way. What are you asking Wrath, and how would Wrath feel about it? And that will determine what I'm gonna roll, or make you roll.
Shit, I don't even know. But out of of the people, it's been like. I feel like Wrath has at least been like one of the few people that's like, I'm at least gonna try to at least save this guy. Soap would kind of feel like, you know what? Maybe there's something there. Also, they've been through several near-death experiences. From my note sheet alone, I have at least that Wrath and I, or at least the party, has almost died. So that has to do something.
Yeah. So how would Wrath feel about this? Not proposal, but kind of maneuver, I guess.
I mean, she's kind of like been someone who's like lost her parents, lost the woman who raised her after that in the church when the war started. I think she'd welcome some companionship.
So Soap would probably be like, I could be a pillar to lean on. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. It's pretty fucking hard to kill me. There we go. All right, got the other.
So what I'm hearing is Soap and Wrath have become friends with benefits.
At the moment.
At the moment,
Canonical.
it could go beyond that, but we don't know right now.
We got
all right.
It's lore now.
It's lore now. Gotta kiss the homies goodnight.
All right, hell yeah, new lore dropped, baby. Let's go.
New lore drop.
Right,
new NPC launch. So. New NPC for the next campaign.
Fuck yeah, class. Castle. Maybe.
Yeah, so
cook what's up.
And not long after this, after you guys, decide that you will be traveling together for indefinitely at the moment of time, long after you've sent Soap home or Ghost home because you didn't find what you were looking for, and he just told you like, I gotta get back because things are gonna happen, like he gonna have some kids. He got work to do.
I'll come
No,
by.
There's no other way you're gonna put that. Just he gonna have kids.
You gonna have kids.
You know, I totally forgot. Raph was never cured of lycanthropy after that final battle.
Oh shit, you weren't. Would you
Oh,
have wanted?
shit.
Would you have wanted to be cured of lycanthropy? Because the military would have given you a cure.
I don't know. My character fought like alongside lycanthropes and that kind of stuff. So that kind of like, I don't think she really has much of a stigma around it.
Okay, so that actually goes a lot better with you two getting together, considering you're technically both lycanthropes now.
Technically.
What is Rat's lycanthropy?
It was werewolf.
Oh shit.
So she's werewolf, you're werebear / Wendigo. So
Damn.
that's
God
crazy.
forbid we have a kid, they're gonna be fucked up. That kid's gonna be a goddamn
Come out of
chimera.
It crawls out of a burrow or something. I have just been born. It's all deformed.
All downhill.
It's a monstrosity.
Because Wrath is a hobgoblin, Soap is a lupin. Then we got the 3 different transformations rolled into one. This kid's gonna be a goddamn make your own burrito at this point.
Build a bear. Build the lycanthrope.
This kid's gonna be either absolutely cracked or he's going to be cracked. Oh my god.
Funny. But yeah, you know, not so sometime after you guys decide to, like, you know, become indefinite partners, you do hear word from Cerberus one day, just in the form of a letter that just simply says, he will come find you when he is ready.
This fucking ass. For all this goddamn. Now he decides.
Yeah, that's where we'll leave that part off.
Fucking
if you two want to RP the moment of you finding this out.
Soap's gonna, god damn it, pulls out Holly Leaf, starts smoking. That's the RP I got. That's it.
Well, I guess our search is over. What next?
I don't even.
I mean, you two got hitched. Start a fucking family or something.
Yeah, I guess we gotta start a family now.
It's over. Your lives are done.
This is it. This is it.
This is peak right here.
So, on that note, are you guys just going to travel with each other for the rest of time, or are you guys gonna find a place to settle down?
I think Raph would probably want to return to Almoria for the time being, because she has to return to the where the Church of Dominus is based in Grand Helm and kind of like get a new mission.
I do not mind settling Almoria.
Yeah, Almoria is probably one of the nicer countries.
Nice place to live after we saved a nice campaign.
Yeah, it's a nicer country, and the order were ties.
Yeah.
That's the home continent.
Yeah, that's where Raph is originally from anyway, so she has connections there and that kind of stuff.
Shit, as long as I could take the kids to a vacation meat grinder, I'm fine with it.
Sure.
Hell yeah!
So we'll jump to Blackstone ending, because Anthony just goes off and disappears. His is simple. He's just like, fuck society, I'm gonna go live in the woods. That's Anthony's whole thing.
Is that actually what Anthony did?
Yes, we've talked about this. He's just like, I just want to go fuck off into the woods and just never be seen again.
Don't we us? I had no fucking clue what's going on.
Me and him have discussed this. Now, Blackstone. How long do you plan to stay in the Osmond military after the war?
I'm gonna do like another 5 years, you know, get a nice solid pension going. And then beyond that, after that, I assume I would have gotten the funds and began at that point actually getting ready to build my the first of my 2 goals.
Recap what those are for the audience.
So the first goal will be a school of magic. Pretty much magic in all shapes and forms outside of things like necromancy and like the dark arts and shit like that.
The dark arts.
The dark arts.
Yeah, the dark arts. Yeah.
I
assume you're doing all of this in the town that your PI is in, which is
pretty much, yeah.
Delcroft.
I'm making a magic school to in the same town to get a better name for myself out there, and then I'm going to make a PI school soon after to, you know, bring in business for the PI business.
Okay. So in the time that, you know, you spent, you know, finishing off the your years with the Osman military, Quill, who, you know, agreed to be your PI partner, essentially ran the PI when you weren't around, and with your help, as well as his own go-to attitude and desire for justice, kind of built a name for your PI long before you ever retired, kind of giving you kind of that solid foundation you needed to kind of make your footprint known in Dalcroft. A few years later, upon, you know, while still working at the PI, as well as opening these or starting these academies, which ended up being your initial thought of 2 separate buildings, ended up becoming the same school due to the space in Dalcroft. But as a result, as well, due to Quill's input a little bit as well, gave the people of the lower parts of the city, the Mechanical Heart District specifically, a chance of learning magic and PI and other things, so that they could leave the place that they're living, which is a little more impoverished, and go on to do better things. So essentially, you're making the city better with this whole thing.
Fucking based as I intended.
As you intended. You know, and as you know, time goes on, you know, is your character going to try to settle down? Or are you just going to be a single man who just makes everything good?
I'm not going to actively seek out someone, but if someone happens to come around,
we will leave that up to interpretation.
I will be the 1,000-year-old fucking wizard hermit that never fell in love. I'll do it.
I'll fucking do it. I swear to God.
I'll do it again.
In that time, though, you know, Quill does find someone for himself. Another Kenku.
Of course,
which makes sense. But he ends up sticking around. He doesn't do as aggressive of the PI work as he did kind of years after the academy's been made and things like that. You've heard a little bit from your friends, you know, Soap and them, occasionally, you know, dropping letters and things like that your way.
Shit, Soap would pop by every while.
Yeah.
I'd hop through the fucking Fey portals.
I'm a PI, I'll hunt your ass down.
Yeah.
I'll hop through the Fey portals and just, like, show up with my kids and be like, look at them!
They exist now.
Alright, hold on. I need to roll to see how good I am with kids. Hold on.
Leave how they look to your imagination. Because I sure the hell don't know how.
I don't fucking know either.
I grabbed the first dice which was a D12, and I rolled a 11. So I'm assuming I'm pretty good with kids.
You know how to interact with kids. Unlike, you know, me in real life of just like, what do I do with this thing? Kind of awkwardly holds baby at arm's length, like, what the fuck?
So what do I do with it?
I'm teaching them how to fight, and Wrath's teaching them how to cast spells and shit. You want to teach?
Why am I not surprised with either? Honestly.
But you know, with a few years past, you know, you do learn about some of the things about your other squad mates, like and this is now directed to everyone except for Anthony because he's off on his own. You do find out things about, you know, Ghost and Gale and all of them, because you would have witnessed firsthand, Blackstone, an event that happened to Gale. You would have seen him at one point be pretty much shot in the head in an alleyway.
Oh.
And you were involved in the autopsy for him. And upon him being brought to the table and getting ready to be cut into, he sits up straight, the wound gone. And you discovered that Gale could not die. Gale has been immortal and has been alive for a while. Due to some curse that was placed upon him. Which is why he looked perfectly fine after the final fight. Or not long after the final fight, at least.
I'm just gonna ask you, like, dude, what the fuck?
And he explains it to you and explains, like, that's why he's still fighting in the Osman army, because, you know, it's his only purpose in life is to be a defender because he can't die. As for the other members, you don't hear much about. No, Bandit would have opened up her own trinket shop, doing her own thing, partnering with Boomer, who's actually helping her with it.
Would I be able to just, throughout time and just over the years, kind of like pull strings wherever I can?
Sure, we'll say you helped with that, like a anonymous donation to help them at one point or something like that. Also, as a note, Boomer and Bandit is a Tabaxi and a Leonin, so they are. this does make sense. As for Ghost, you do eventually hear from Ghost as well, who's by the time I would say by the time Soap has kids and everything else, Ghost also has kids of his own. He has 6 kids.
God damn, Ghost.
Honestly, that sounds about right.
Yeah, 4 boys and 2 girls.
Would Blackstone be opposed if Soap and basically brought him to some of the heads of the order and introduced him? You guys be like, hey, this is the order that I work for.
His
fucking underground.
Underground lycanthrope group.
Yeah, essentially.
They do jazz on the weekends.
They worship the demon king of vengeance.
Concerning.
Yeah, he's a good guy actually, which is
he's actually a good guy.
He's actually really good.
Yeah, he gives us vacation days, and we get a good 401k and a pension and everything else.
And again, I gotta bring up the jazz on the weekends. It's pretty rare.
Yeah, I could see Dalgamane having a jazz group within the order for some reason.
Dalgamane would have karaoke like on Saturday. We also have $40 copay for health insurance. Like,
yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, they have a health plan. They got dental, vision, all that shit.
Alright, if knowing all this, I'd probably stop by.
So he would introduce you to Errol, like officially introduce you to Errol, and be like, hey, yeah, remember that fucking owl that tried to kill us? He's immortal. Here's this guy, and kind of give you a rundown of the order, and be like, this is my boy. He's a private investigator now. Figured you guys could probably work together. Yeah.
He said, yeah.
He's a dad now, alright. Also, the drug use is finally caught up to him.
It's got back problems. He can't
who
see
you
out.
talking to?
He can't see out one eye.
I'm missing an arm. Like I'm fucking roughed up. I'm good against
the service.
I'm a pretty good. I think I'd be a pretty good training dummy for the new recruits because they physically would not be able to hurt me.
Yeah. Okay, but so on that note, we get our happy endings of you guys still interact and stuff like that. Things about your old war partners and stuff, and You know they're doing well and things of that nature. So that's where we will officially end the campaign. So this is the part where we start the recapping of, like, you guys have questions about any of the operations, or do you guys just want me to run through some stuff of, like, here's what happened, here's what could have happened, here what should have happened, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, sure. You got some.
I really don't got any questions. I more or less just would like to hear the rundown of, you know, what decisions we could have made and how they would have worked.
I will go through the decision list. So, decisions didn't matter up until you got to Operation Liberation, the third session that we did, the one where you saved Cerberus. That was the first decision that you guys needed to make in the campaign that was going to affect everything. You had the choice to kill Cerberus, which I kind of brought him up in a way of, like, he could be a threat. Maybe we should kill him. And you guys would have easily killed him because he had like 10 health at the time. But you guys, obviously, that was a pretty easy choice for you guys of, like, saving Cerberus. I just had the kill Cerberus as a note. The next one, which there was 3 options for this one, was Operation Fox Hunt, the session where you all had to find the mole hidden within the base, who was trying to escape. So,
oh yeah, that guy.
The mole was, at the time, when you guys were given the mission, he was at the information center of the actual base, like where all files on all, you know, recruits, everything were at. The place that you guys sent Crimson Company to go check out instead of you guys going to check out. Which, due to some events occurring there that you guys didn't exactly know about, he managed to escape and get to the vehicle bay of where you guys were searching, where he had set up a decoy to distract you guys so that he could get to one of the vehicles and bail out. There was the 3 options for that, though, is capture the mole, which you guys almost did, but someone did sever a very important artery in his leg and he ended up bleeding out. Killing the mole, which is what you guys did, which gave you a little bit of points towards the good ending, but not a lot. And then him escaping, which really wouldn't have done much. All he escaped with was files about you guys and the other squads. Information that the enemy kind of already had, but this would have finited a lot of stuff. Plus, a lot of those documents were redacted. The next one was Operation Ghost Shell, which was based off the timer, not based on your decisions. You guys were 20 seconds off of failing and having 2 of the ghost shells go off instead of 1.
Oh shit.
So that was the session that Crimson failed to deactivate their ghost shell, while Spark Company managed to shut off theirs. That was also the mission that Ghost was extremely distraught about what happened because he felt he should have been able to stop it, and he didn't. You guys almost followed the same fate. If you guys would have done that, I can tell you exactly what city would have been destroyed. Sure. Camp Kinrin and Riverkin in Osman would have been destroyed if you guys would have failed. Which would have severely reduced your military's ability to fight, considering that's one of the major bases in Osman. The next one was Operation Chimera, which I hope you all remember which one this one is.
Is it the one where I shot the crystal and, like, it killed 1 billion people?
Yes, it was.
I remember Chimera.
Your 2 choices was give the entity the orb or destroy the orb. The orb was super easy to destroy because it was made of glass.
I still stand by what I did.
Nobody
can tell me otherwise.
That was a -5 to your score at the time. So you guys took a pretty big reduction for that.
That was bad.
That was a very bad choice.
Getting rid of the extraplanar entity that would have probably killed millions was a bad thing.
He wanted to go home.
Go home
That
so
was
he
it.
could plan to kill us later instead of now.
He just wanted to go home, man. The next mission, so you had 2 missions between that didn't matter. Operation Cobalt Kobold Hole really didn't matter. You guys were going to succeed on that one. That was the one I made you guys fight the giant alligator that devoured Blackstone, and then Quill dove down its throat to save Blackstone. And then Alpha Takedown, which is the one before that, where you guys fought the blood magic werewolf, who was actually kind of crazy.
He was on.
He made it rain blood and made you guys take continuous damage for like 10 turns.
That was kind of rude.
The next one was Operation Backdoor, which was when you guys went... Oh, no. It was Eagle Landing was the next one. Operation Eagle Landing was the next one. This one wasn't a huge impact on you. It did help you later on. You had the choice to kill Miter or work with him. Terrible name to have the comment of killing him. This was the Lupin that randomly put a knife to someone's throat. I don't remember whose. And then I think it was Soap. I think it was Soap's throat. And then you just had a casual conversation with him, and he was just like, yeah, I ended up on this island running away from the Gorgonian army, and I don't know how to get the fuck off. And
yeah, so was that a good choice that we made?
That was a good choice to work with him, because he then came back to help you with the final fight against, or he came in to help you with the fight against the Reaper.
I kind of fuck with him.
He's related to Ghost and to Kellic. Their bloodlines are very closely intertwined.
I never found that out, so...
Yeah. Well, he mentioned he wanted to talk to Kellic because Kellic was his cousin.
Yeah, he talked with Kellic, but I didn't know why he wanted to talk with Kellic. I just knew that he wanted to talk with Kellic.
Yeah, he's his cousin, his long-lost cousin. Because Kellic's mother's sister is the mother of Kill. Actually, no, sorry, scratch that. Kill is Kellic's brother. I forgot. Elsif had another son. That's what happened. I'm getting my timelines. Ghost is a long lost cousin of Kellic and Kill. That's what it was. So I may have played that out wrong, but essentially they're all related a little bit. Because they all come from a very powerful family in Ustesh. The next one was Operation Backdoor, though. It was either save Dr. Gilvakoff or let him die. If he died, bad things would have happened. The backdoor thing never really got used, but keeping him alive was essential to being able to produce more stuff to help with the war. If he would have died, the backdoor would have been something that probably would have gotten used because he couldn't say not to use it, and we would have lost more soldiers. And he had some developments near the end of the campaign that ended up aiding in the final fights or whatever that you guys wouldn't have known about, but he was affecting the end of the war. So keeping him alive was an increased your score. Operation White Noise was the next one. This one, there was no negative consequences. It was either negotiate with the demon, which you guys did, because one of you decided to make a pact with her. And the other was kill her, which would have simply freed all of the soldiers. You guys would have gotten your asses probably handed to you, though, based on the health pool you guys had left after fighting all of those Shizuvas. And it would have destroyed the stone that contained the maze within it. Next one was Operation Breakout, which you all remember this one, I believe, of the Red Dragon. Freeing the Red Dragon gave you a decent amount of points because it affected then Operation, what was it? Homeland Defense, where the Red Dragon came in and rescued you all from a ghost shell being dropped on the city. If you would have left the dragon, he would have stayed there and died. Which then would have caused Operation Homeland Defense to end in the bomb going off. And I'll tell you exactly what was supposed to happen with that. I will read you exactly how that was supposed to end. if I can find the exact note. Here we go. Yeah, if they save the red dragon, the thing that you guys had where he appears, you guys hear the purge betrayed you, whatever. If they didn't, the party will begin running before Fey Company finds them and will open a portal. The party will pass through, looking back to see Purge Company attacking Fey Company as the portal closes. Casualty report immediately after would be Fey Company KIA, Dragon Company MIA, Spark Company 4 members KIA, 2 members MIA. So you guys would have lost a lot more allies than you guys did from that fight.
So we surprisingly, minus me, absolutely annihilating that.
You guys did very, very well for the most part. Operation
executing that poor extraplanar being trying to kill us. But
Operation Search and Rescue was the next one. Giving the guardian of that place the orb, the fine place that you were in, was the good ending for that, because essentially what you did was allowed her to keep nurturing the hurting souls that were living there, even though it seemed more of a controlling thing. The other option was killing the guardian, and if you would have done that, the city would have reappeared in its destroyed state, as well as every single rotting carcass of every person from that city, and their souls would have been trapped in the city instead of them continuing to live, essentially. So you would have made a ghost town instead of a radioactive pocket dimension.
The pocket dimension sounds kinder in retrospect.
Yes. Essentially, you spared them eternal suffering of being stuck in a place instead of, well, being stuck as a soul with no purpose or no place to go. Instead, they are living a life and doing stuff, even though they are suffering a little bit. It's the better of two evils, or the lesser of two evils. And then
maybe we open up diplomatic relations with the pocket dimension, improve life there.
Yeah, it's an option. The
Maybe
last
they
one
can
was
for fungus.
Maybe. The last one was Operation Vindico, which was when you guys went and chased Purge Company down. I will tell you this. Without jumping into the portal, you guys would have succeeded. Considering 2 of them were dead, 2 had escaped, and you had 2 trapped. If none of you would have jumped through the portal, I was going to close the door and make it so that Ghost and Wolf and Bull couldn't escape, and you guys would have just ended them. Because you guys jumped through the portal's duration extended, allowing you to all go through the portal. Well, most all of you. And essentially, you guys ended up succeeding in it regardless because the Cerberus situation occurred. So, like, you guys were given the killing Purge Company ending for that. Which was, which gave you the good ending of Operation Killshot. I will say this too. The bad ending, if you guys would have gotten it, was called Operation Last Stand. I could have even called it Operation Survive. It doesn't matter. Like, it was Operation Last Stand. Essentially, Gorgana and Ushtesh would have pushed all the way through Elrin, Ashton, and Dalcroft to essentially destroy your base and end the war to completely capture Osmond. Considering you guys were the only fighting force left. In doing that, Crimson was going to try to make an escape. With the help, Crimson is going to make an escape to take Cerberus and Commander Tallow, as well as General Q Helos, who you guys never really met the General just because he had no reason to directly speak with you. But those group was going to be taken by Crimson. Spark Company, or whatever was left of Spark Company, was going to join them. While if you guys chose to stay, the remainder of Dragon Company was going to stay and fight, as well as a lot of different soldiers were just going to stand their ground and fight off the force to buy Crimson and them enough time to escape. I believe I was supposed to bring in the Liberators. They were going to also come in to rescue some people. If you guys chose to stay, you would have fought to your death. There was no way out of it. It was just going to be the scene from Halo Reach of just like fighting for your life, tearing people apart, and then just feed cuts, you died. Things like that. And if you chose to escape, it would have been like, regardless, Osmond was going to end up turning into a Wolfenstein type situation where it's like every city's on lockdown, there's checkpoints everywhere, Gorgana would have had like constructs like guarding cities and stuff, and people doing the minorest things would cause them to get arrested and killed on the streets and things like that, that kind of situation. But because of the good ending, you guys aren't going to have to deal with that in the next campaign. That was also a thing that I had written in, is if you guys screwed this up and got the bad ending, the next campaign would be affected by it. Though the one big bad choice you guys made does affect the next campaign, the map's a little different. Where there were once cities, there are now wastelands and bays. So, is there any questions, though, about anything else? I'm looking through some other notes, seeing if we can find anything that needs to be recapped.
I got nothing.
Actually, do you remember the whole whispering situation, Ghost? Or Soap, I mean?
You mean the weird fucking parasite in my ear? Yeah.
I'll tell you guys about that, because Blackstone got it too, but Blackstone never knew because he never activated it. So Blackstone has lived his life with this thing in his head, and it's never left dormancy, because he didn't do the one thing it needed to do, which was commit a great sin of some sort, which you did, Soap, when you gunned down an unarmed man who surrendered and was running.
You're goddamn right.
Whoa. He was running. I did not know if he was going to inform someone. Therefore, I'm in clear.
The thing was called a Death Whisperer. Here's the description. It is an entity. This entity is a small worm-like parasite that enters the brain of a host, whispering to them and attempting to drive them mad. It is a part of a hive mind known as Death's Door. And so, like, every so often you would hear things. You got all the way to the point of 12 fails, where you were beginning to see flocks of ravens, swarm of rats, maggots, flies, things of that nature. If you would have failed one more time, if it hadn't been dragged from your head like it did, who took it from you again? I'm trying to remember. Was it Cal?
It was Cal.
Didn't he like beat your head against a table or something?
Yeah, Cal slammed my head against the table. I almost killed him, and then
That's
he
right.
pulled a fucking worm from my ear.
That's right. If you would have failed more before that happened, you would have started seeing visions of fallen allies, hearing them blame you. Hearing them blame you for their deaths, along with all the previous effects of seeing the maggots and other things. And the final thing was, if you would have gotten to 20 fails, the creature will be lost in their head, feeling as if they are falling, as a voice will simply say, "Listen to the sound of my voice. You are taken care of. You are safe. You will rest now while we take it from here."
I'm glad that did.
Yeah, it was a good thing that didn't happen. There are 3 ways to get rid of it. If you would have told Tallow, they would have attempted surgery, which was extremely risky. Greater Restoration, which is what Cal used on you when he slammed your head against the table. That's another way to get rid of it. Or the request of a patron or a god. So technically, if you would have still had it when you met the demon, you guys could have made a deal to get it out of your head.
Well, glad that didn't. Adios, gentlemen.
Yeah, so. And then the last thing was, if you would have been taken over, it would have tried to take you to the entity which is known as Death's Door, which is
I would have fought it.
it is a Shadowfell entity that attempts to bring the world to darkness, giving way to the barrier between the Shadowfell and the material plane. It has no form, but it would have tried to like bring you to a place to try to bring forth the Shadowfell. You guys didn't have to deal with that, which was good because it was less complication for me.
Yeah, I'd hit it with hollow purple. Alright, good night.
I have a few questions.
Yeah. Yes, what is your questions?
Okay. Was Purge Company like working for the enemy from a start, or did they get flipped partway through the campaign?
So they are Sarthstagian soldiers. Sarthstag was the reason why Gorgana started the war. Sarthstag promised support from behind the curtains, essentially, of like they would give them hidden support, but never told Gorgana how they were going to give said support. They just said they would have means of leaking them information and other things, and the support was in the form of Purge Company, as well as a few anonymous shipments of various equipments and things of that nature.
Okay. So we accidentally destroyed the true instigators of the war.
Yeah.
Yay.
So essentially, you guys did have a better ending because you did make Sarthstag pay for what they did. And then most of the R&R stuff was for Ghost in particular, which he didn't seem to have questions about the whole Reaper situation, which there's a lot to that. Like a lot.
Okay, what happened to the Hopebringers?
The Hopebringers, after the resurrection of Cal and Jabbers, ended up regrouping, and while you guys were unconscious in the infirmary, made their way back to Almoria to kind of regroup, rest, kind of take some R&R for themselves away from, being in dangerous places. As well as for Jabbers to go and see a few old friends, which would have included what was your character's name in the last campaign? It's leaving
Journey?
me. Yeah, Journey. He would have gone and seen. Oh no, Journey was with him. It wouldn't have been Journey. Yeah. It would have been would have gone back to just see some of the guys in Grandhelm, some of his friends that were there. I can't think of any off the top of my head. He probably would have visited the prince and stuff like that too, because the prince is still around. And yeah, essentially they all regrouped and then went back home to just rest. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I need to show you guys, because most of these maps, I think we used almost every map that I made. I think the only map we did not use was the information center, because you guys never went there. Which I put a lot of time into the information center. And then never got to use it. There was supposed to be a whole stealth thing for like, it was going to be for specifically Soap, if you wanted to go and learn about the other squads and stuff, where he could sneak in there and like find their files, because Ghost had done it. Ghost had told him about it of, hey, by the way, I read your file. I know you're not one to divulge the past, but I kind of figured it out myself, type thing. And then he never went and did it.
Damn.
Which is fine. I'm okay with that. It's the only map that we had that I didn't get to use, which I'm perfectly fine with. All of the other maps did get used, I believe. Yeah, we got to use every other map.
Ladies and gents, I need to go make me something to fucking eat before I go to bed.
All right. That sounds good. Any questions about the next campaign? Yeah, any questions about the next campaign before we dismiss?
Did you Did you come down on like how long the time skip's going to be?
It's 200 years.
Okay.
So between this campaign, the day this one ends, and the day the next one starts, your guys' session 0 will fall a little bit before that 200-year mark. But you guys, like, session 1, where you meet the guy who's going to hire you for the heist, is going to be 200 years after the events.
The end of the war.
Yeah, the end of the war. And I've made the conclusion, so it's Wrath, or not Wrath. It's going to be Rhea and I guess the two of you, the two that are left, because he bailed out. You two are going to be one session, and then the other two are going to be the other session, because your guys' backstories as well as their two backstories seem to line up perfectly for some things that I need to do. So in 4 weeks from now, we will be having your guys' session 0.
Okay.
Because I am going to take some time to finish writing down stuff, making maps, getting fully prepared for this campaign, so I do not get bogged down and end up missing things like normal.
Well, thanks for running the campaign. Really enjoyed it. This is my second one I've actually gone to completion with. So
Yes, yeah, we're 2 campaigns in. The next one's going to be our longest one yet. Considering I have like 50-something plot points that need to be met. So
do you want to introduce the audience to the premise of the next campaign?
We'll do that when we do our first session, because it's complicated. They'll figure it out. I don't want to give too much away.
Just make sure you record this session 0.
Yes, this session 0 will happen, unlike the Scale of Fate one, the session that never happened. Yes. So, I guess to the chat, we hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, go check out the YouTube page for all of the previous episodes we've done. And if you want to catch us live, join the follow us on Twitch or join the Discord. And
see y'all in a month.
Yep, we hope to see you all in the next one, which will be a month from now. Goodbye.